Welcome to Shore Perspectives, a community feature of WESR Radio, highlighting the spirit of the shore from those who call it home.
My name is Robert Kelley, and I pastor at Craddockville Church and Restoration Ministries, and I live in Exmoor, Virginia. I didn't want to go into ministry. I was working for the town of Exmoor, and I was in the Public Works Department, and I really enjoyed what I was doing, cutting grass and picking up trash. It was a good time. And over the course of time, many people have mentioned that they thought I would be good to go into the ministry, and I actually thought they were crazy. Some people I work with, like Mike Johnson and Pastor Tom Durrance and some other people along the way, Charlie Rand, they saw some gifts in me, and my brother Mike Johnson called me a blessing blocker because I would not open the door to go into ministry. So Bobby Parks was the one who God sent to give me the confirmation in downtown Pontotoc. So over a conversation, he told me my grandfather was probably proud of me, and I said, I'm quite sure so are others in the family. And he said, well, they may be, but I know your grandfather is. And I said, well, okay. I didn't understand why he was so specific on my grandfather. And he told me that many years ago, when I was not living for the Lord, he was worried and thought I was going to die, and went to my grandfather and said, I'm worried about Rob. And my grandfather said, Bobby, I'm not worried about that boy. He's going to preach one day. And that was the night that I was starting a mentorship program with Pastor Tom Durrance. And I couldn't tell Bobby because I was crying so much in front of Captain Bill's store there in downtown Pontotoc. So that was the door opening that I finally walked through to go into ministry. Darker side was, well, it was pretty dark. For me, I'm a recovering drug addict. So I'm very thankful to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. God led me to Narcotics Anonymous, but Narcotics Anonymous was what led me to God. And the dark days were, some arrest, some homelessness, stealing from family. It was really dark. The worst time, and it did not stop me from using drugs, was the day that I overdosed and was rushed down to the hospital with a blood pressure of like a 12/8 and had like 8-10 heartbeats a minute, was barely alive. What ended it for me. I had to go a few more months and keep trying at it again, and then eventually came to my senses on December the 22nd, 2005. I was doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing. I was working for the town then, and I actually was driving around in their vehicle when I wasn't supposed to be. And I had this voice that just said, what are you doing? And I ended up calling a friend, and it was a collect call because I had no more money left. I had used it all on drugs, and the collect call was, I said, I give up, and that's how they received it, a collect call from I give up. So I went by their house, and they said, what is different this time? And I said, I don't know. I just don't want to live that way anymore. And I had been arrested before, and I thought I would stop. That didn't stop. The overdose didn't. It was just, I can't pinpoint it, and why that one moment of sitting in the woods somewhere said, a voice just said, what are you doing? Don't give up the fight and the battle to get clean. It's ultimately about surrender. The greatest gift that I ever possess in my life is the gift of recovery. I love family, I love my kids and everything, but without recovery, I don't have that. Without recovery, I don't have the job that I have as a pastor of a church. And I know the pain of wanting to stop and not knowing how to stop. If anybody can ever get anything from me, is to take that leap of courage and leap of faith. Grace plays a huge part. In the meetings of the 12-step meetings, Alcoholics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, there's a healing grace about that. And I say that because it's that sense of pain shared, it's pain lessened, and you're in a room full of people, and you share your story a little bit on the table, and somebody can identify, and then a bond is created, and so there's a lot of grace there, and God has definitely extended me a hefty portion of grace. And the forgiveness, well, all that comes with making amends and eventually forgiving myself for a lot of the things that I've done. I'm one of the ones that I know that God's forgiven me, and I know God's taken everything I've done wrong and put it in the Atlantic Ocean and has put a sign at Willis Wharf Dock, and the sign says no more fishing. So, but I like to go back and fish it up sometimes. And I'm tough on me. And that was the hardest person to forgive, was me, for everything that I've done wrong. Everybody I've gone back to making amends to never went the way I thought it was going to go. In my head, I was like, boy, I'm going to tell them off, man. This is my moment in time to shine. And God intervened and gave me the spirit of humility and humbleness, and it never went anywhere the way I went and thought it was going. It was kind of like, Rob, I forgave you a long time ago. So just keep doing the next right thing and keep being a productive member of society and stay clean for us.
Well, it sounds to me like you have had a second chance, and that ties into a ministry that you have coming up through Craddockville Church.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, been offered a second chance. And when I said I was the pastor of Restoration Ministries, that ministry came to me in a vision from God back in 2018 about reaching people who maybe don't feel like they can go to church or worship in the church because of the darkness that they may be in. And so we've opened up the town park and went to the town, and they let us have worship every Tuesday night. And we usually do that in the summer months between about April to October when it's warm enough and we're out there. And then we go into the town hall, and it's laid back, shorts and flip-flops, and bring your own chair kind of stuff. And part of the vision was creating employment for those who have been incarcerated, those who maybe are a veteran coming home from the war and just can't quite seem comfortable getting back into the workforce. So we are sitting here now in the place called Second Chances Thrift Store, 4388 Apartment C, Langford Highway of Exmoor, Virginia. And our goal is to eventually employ people that maybe some other people wouldn't employ because of their background or their history. And the future is hopefully we'll have a coffee house and do the same thing by the end of the summer with employment of people that are, maybe would not have employment in other places. But I think many times we as humans forget the mistakes that we've made and judge other people and everything. And I have no room to judge anybody. If anything, I feel like I should be smited every day of my life. So I try to extend the same hand of grace that was extended to me by other people and extend that same hand of grace to the next person. I tell people in my church or any ministry or any gathering that I'm part of that please don't put me on a pedestal because I'm a pastor. I'm just another beggar trying to find another beggar some food. And that's the whole thing about this ministry. It's just trying to guide somebody out of the pit or the cave or the valley that they may be in right now and to show them that there is a different way and a better way to live. Guess I have to go back to the golden rule. Treat people as I would like to be treated. I don't want people to treat me badly. I don't want people to curse at me, yell at me, give me a one-finger salute. So why would I treat people that way as well? I feel that people that look at people and stick with the stigma of who they are, try to look past that. And I don't try to look at a color or a job title or anything of that nature. I just want to, treat somebody with the same love, kindness, and respect that I, would like to be treated back to me. For me, it always goes back to love. And I think that's how Apostle Paul says, there's faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. That's something I try to give back to the community.
For Shore Perspectives and WESR Radio, I'm Kelley Gaskell.